Your future self has a message for you. I'm going to pull out tarot cards and do a whole spread on it, but I felt really guided to go in with one oracle card first, just to kind of get an overall message from Spirit about what your future self wants to say. And the card that came through was number 11, the Cage. And this card is about freeing yourself. Something has happened where you feel emotionally, psychologically, financially, energetically trapped. Or maybe you were feeling that and now the door is opening and you're beginning to see an exit point, a way that you could free yourself from this feeling of entrapment. Spirit's also asking you to feel your emotions deeply, both the positive ones and the negative ones. Creativity begins with your emotions. So when we dive into our deep emotions and we allow the pain to wash over us or the joy to overtake us, this is when we're often our most creative. And in my life, when I've gone through like extremely painful things, emotionally painful, physically painful things, going into those spaces, as dark and scary as they were, really did activate some alchemy within me to create things that I've never created before and transmute those energies. And I feel Spirit asking you to do something similar, something that you're brushing off or not wanting to face. If you deal with it head on, or you allow yourself to feel whatever comes through and whatever comes up, there's a moment of activation for you, spiritual activation. This could even be getting emotional when you hear a certain song, or maybe something you see somewhere, a piece of art, or even a film you're watching. Whatever it is, there's an emotion that's rising up within you, and it's coming forward, yes, for you to look at something that you haven't been looking at, but the point more is to allow this emotion to come up so you can create something with the energy that comes up. Like, emotions are energy. And so when we allow that energy to come through, it's 333 right now on my clock. When we allow that energy to come through, we have like the actual energetic material to work with, to build something, to grow something, to develop our life plan in the way that we want it to be laid out for us, is what I'm getting. Okay, so this is just the overall message, but let's get more specific. Let's get into it and see what your future self has to say to you. I'm going to use a few different decks here. I'm using the Mystic Psychic Tarot. I'm using the Orculum Oracle. And what is this one called? The Citadel Oracle. And this is Tending to Your Haunted Cottage, this one. Okay, so let's get all the cards out. And we'll see what's up. We will see what's up. Okay, should I put them face down? No, I don't think so. So there's a message here that something, you may be anticipating something. There's a lot of unknowns. There doesn't have to be. I feel like I had to pull some charms here. There doesn't have to be. There's information available to you. It's like, maybe you've surrendered, which is a beautiful thing, and said, I can't control this, or I can't know about this. I'm just going to give it up to Spirit. But Spirit is saying thank you. I'm hearing thank you. But also, you don't have to go in blindly to something. You have information available at your fingertips. Okay? Some of you have seen red flags. Trust those red flags, okay? I don't know with what or who, but trust them. Some of you are putting more on your plate than you need to, okay? And if you just get a little more information, you'll really see that whatever it is that this thing you're putting on your plate is like really big, okay? It's way bigger than you anticipate. I got this beautiful amethyst. I was wondering where this was. I'll just leave that out. We have her and him, the charm, her and him, with the Libra charm and the scales of justice. So there's something about balancing masculine and feminine energies. We have 1111, so numbers could be really significant because I already called out 333. We have another Libra charm. Okay, so this is about justice and balance. That's what your future self wants to talk to you about, justice and balance. And on the back of this charm, it says charming. You are very charming when you're in balance. A heart with a nurse's hat, and this goes back to that message of emotional healing and allowing those emotions to come up. Oh my goodness, look, the cage. And this cage, the door is open. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. It's like the exit point. You're seeing the exit point for something's coming to an end. We have the letter W, or it could be an M. So something, you could look at something, how do I say that? Something has two sides to it. Okay, you need to look at something from two different perspectives. We have a genie lamp. Maybe something about a wish coming true, an Aries symbol. This could be about your identity, your willpower, how you see yourself in the future. Okay, there's a wish here about how you want to be in the future. How this feels like how you present yourself to the world. Some of you are going to get really well known for something with this camera and the Aries and the genie lamp. You're going to get some notoriety, or you're going to be cited a lot or listened to a lot. I don't know. There's some kind of significance that your presence has on what? On others, but on, like, in what way? Making others feel okay, I'm getting. Or you're going to get some kind of approval. We have a crescent moon, man in the moon. You're going to get well known for something you say, something you write, something you create, because it allows people to trust themselves, I'm hearing, but also believe in the impossible. For some of you, this is even in relation to love. Okay, somebody sees a new life with you or through you. We have this Kundalini snake, energy rising, and another starfish. Another starfish. There's only one. Another wish. And then again, an M or a W. Yeah, two sides. Okay, so let's get into the reading and see what we get. I'm hearing the letter P, S, K, and T. C. Okay, let's see. For the collective. I'm hearing the word hearsay. I don't know, maybe that's a specific message for some of you. I have a spread that I'm using right here. You see me looking over here. Okay. Let's get one of these. So last collective reading, I was talking to you guys about starting a second channel. That's still on my mind. But I was thinking maybe I'd beef up the members section first and do something with that. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. Let's see. Oh, we got two here. I'm hearing time is of the essence. Something needs to happen rather quickly, or something will happen rather quickly. Someone is also falling behind. They're not taking something seriously and they're falling behind because of it, or they've put the responsibility in someone else's hands. They've given up their power in a situation, I'm hearing. The vengeance, overcoming slights, a choice. They've put something in someone else's hands. You see that? They've dropped it. They've dropped the ball with something. The captain taking command and teamwork. Yeah, they put something in someone else's hands and they no longer have some kind of power that they would have otherwise. I don't know who that is. What can we get some more information on what that's about? King of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Yeah, somebody decided, you know what, like I'll just give it over to so-and-so and they can handle it because I just don't want to deal with it. Somebody's very confident that letting someone else deal with a problem is going to turn out in their favor. But what? Page of Cups. But they put it into someone's hands who's either inexperienced or doesn't really take things seriously. So I don't know what this is about for all of you, but it feels like someone who had a shot at getting something or achieving something, winning something, making a good point, or I don't know. They said, you know what, I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to give it to this person instead. They'll be able to handle it, but that person cannot handle it. Okay, they're not as invested. They don't care. 7 of Pentacles, they let something slip. They drop the ball. Time is of the essence. 7 of Pentacles, they don't move quick enough with something. Okay, that seems like a specific message for someone. Okay, so your present self we'll start with. King of Wands and the Assassin. And on this card it says ruthlessness and conviction. And then we have nurture, compassion, growth, and care. Wow. So what are you doing here? I don't feel a ruthless energy from you. I actually feel like a pretty gentle and calm, nurturing energy. Some of you are trying to nurture your inner King of Wands that is ruthless, that does take action, that doesn't let obstacles get in the way, that doesn't let people stop them. Okay, so some of you are barreling through perceived obstacles that you would have allowed to hold you back before. You have some conviction here, and I feel like you're nurturing it. And am I right? This feels like a good thing to do. The Chariot, yeah, this takes you somewhere. It's as if you're saying, enough's enough. I'm getting on with it. I'm getting on with things, or I'm going to finally plant this tree and let it grow. You know, whatever you're doing, you're taking some action and you're being ruthless about it. Assassin. It's like you've spotted. You have a target. You have a bullseye. You've spotted something and you're going to go for it. And that's what you're nurturing. Why is the nurture card coming out like so gentle though? Like 2 of Cups. Well, we do have 2 people on this card. Oh, you're protecting your inner child. 2 of Cups. Something your inner child wants. Now, it could be a real child, your inner child is a real child, but like your children or a child or a younger person, you're protecting them. You're protecting someone, whether that's an aspect of yourself or someone else, and you're being ruthless about it. You're saying, let's go. I got you under my wing. We're going to go forward. We're going to be bold. We're going to take action. We're going to have confidence. And this is I'm seeing the Aries symbol here again in who we are and what we want in this world. Just saw 1313. And no one's going to stop us. Not even ourselves. Okay, so you're saying that to yourself. We are not going to stop ourselves this time. So there's some integration that you've done with a fearful element of you, or an element of you that's more hesitant to go for things. You've integrated that part of you. You've healed something here and you're going forward, bold. Time is of the essence. Let's do this. I'm not handing anything off to anyone. I'm going to do it myself. Yes. Whereas someone else ain't doing that. Okay. So let's see. What will your future self thank you for? We have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse with the Acolyte, new projects and learning, with Vessel, containment, sacredness, and wholeness. Well, some of you are going to decide to take something off your plate. And I keep seeing like this big chunk of meat, okay? It doesn't matter whether you eat meat or not, okay? It's what I'm seeing. It's kind of like unappetizing, right? You think, okay, maybe I can handle that. I can do something for Sally Sue over there, or Jimmy John, I don't know these names. Okay. I can do something for them, no problem, and I'm going to do it. But then once you start thinking about it, you're like, whoa, that's going to spiral out and that's going to be a big deal. Or I'm going to take on this additional work, this additional job. I'm going to do this extra thing. But once you really sit down with it, you decide, you know what, that's interfering with my bullseye, with my target, with what I actually want to go for. Like the assassin is very focused, you know? You know what you want. And there's like a narrow vision into it. And this other energy here that is asking you to do something extra, or maybe you are just deciding to put more on your plate because you're so used to doing that. Your future self is saying, take it off your plate. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. The Acolyte, it could be a new project or something that requires you to learn a lot. Now, if you are venturing into something new, okay, and you want to go for it, you may not need to undertake as much research or learning or skill development as you think. Hold on one second. I was at a concert last night and I was screaming, so my voice is a little hoarse right now. Okay. Some of you, your future self is going to thank you for learning how to strip something down. This could be decluttering, getting rid of things that are just taking up space, buying less, eating cleaner, or a better diet, or however you want to eat, you know. There's something that you decide to do less of, or get rid of things. 6 of Pentacles in reverse, give things away and not expect anything in return. Like it feels like you're clearing something out. And this is going to help you feel, I'm hearing more satiated, actually. It's going to help make you feel more satisfied with what you do have. Some of you have so much, but you can't see it because there's just so much of it. So get rid of the things that don't really matter so you can really value what you do have that's helpful for you. Yeah, a lot of you are dealing, and this goes, the sun, yes. This goes for information too. A lot of you are, like, you know a lot of things, or you've collected a lot of things, or you've listened to a lot of tarot readings, and there's a lot of extraneous information or just unnecessary narratives, unnecessary information that you need to kind of get rid of so that you can focus in on the core issue or the core substance, the core value of something. That's really going to help. So that's what your future self is saying to do and thanks you for doing. Okay? Your future self is telling you right now to focus on initiation with change, courage, and threshold. 10 of Wands and the Hound, loyalty, chains, and promises. I need a little bit of clarification. Three of Swords and the 6 of Cups. Okay. I asked Spirit, is this a promise that you've made that you need to keep or one that you need to break? And it's one you need to break. So you're loyal to someone or something, a thought form, an emotion, an idea, a narrative, a person, a job, whatever, a family member, whatever it is. There's something that you've been very loyal to. You've made a promise to this person. Okay, maybe it's a friend. But there's something oppressive about this promise or about this loyalty. Someone may be expecting you to do something that is beyond your means. Okay, or something has already run its course, but you're still loyal to it. Spirit is saying, your future self is saying, focus on the threshold, crossing the threshold into a new paradigm where this loyalty is no longer tying you down. Chains, promises. You need to cut the cord with something, break a chain. And that is one way we cut a cord, is we acknowledge that we're done with something that we had loyalty to, or we're done with a promise. Something has happened and the promise you made is no longer valid. Someone voided it, you voided it, or maybe it's just not. It's not what? Five of Pentacles. It's not supporting you anymore, whatever this thing is. It's depleting you. But there's a sense of past history, nostalgia. Some of you don't have closure around something, so you're remaining loyal to the energy of whatever you don't have closure to, so that you feel like you can get closure one day. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying you're loyal to a person who you didn't get closure from, but it's like you're chained and loyal to the memory of it. Like, I won't forget you. That's like a loyalty that maybe you've made around a certain person or a certain thing, but it's time to cross that threshold and leave that in the past, leave that behind. Change and courage here, initiation. To drop some oppressive weight around some kind of loyalty or promise that you've made, or that somebody's made you. Could be that somebody promised you something and they broke their promise, and yet you're remaining loyal. Your future self is saying, focus on having the courage to let go of that. And how can they focus on that? What do they need to do here? The Emperor, Aries again, taking charge of yourself and the situation, focusing on you. Strategizing for your future. Moving forward, the Chariot. This feels like, I don't know, I haven't looked at the astrology for today or really what's coming up in terms of big transits, but it feels like this is a portal, actually. With the threshold and initiation, it feels like at the end of a cycle for the collective. And so it's an end of a lot of these old energies. Time is of the essence, right? We're moving into a new paradigm. And somebody else is handing off their karma to someone else to deal with it. That's not going to work for whoever that is. You, my friend, are not doing that. You are deciding to look at your emotions and your fears head on, to deal with things head on. You've already integrated and healed a lot, and now it's really a matter of shedding and dropping all of those things that are around you or within you that are just weighing you down. Old promises, stuff. Okay? This is about like clearing house a little bit. So your future self is telling you to cut off. We have the World card with the Wise One, tradition and order. With spiral, resonance, insight, and introspection. Spiraling in the world, the Wise One, tradition and order. Some of you have been, I heard playing by the rules. It's time to cut that off, that energy, time to break the rules a little bit with something. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is like you had a plan or some idea of how you could get recognition or reward or promoted or move up or finally be acknowledged by someone. It's like, well, if I do this, then that will happen. And you're playing it safe with something, or you're playing by someone else's rules and order. And Spirit is saying it's time to break those rules and make your own. The Emperor, become the Emperor. There's a dynamic change here where you're moving from this energy of trying to appease the Emperor, whether the Emperor is society, a publisher, an editor, a boss, a parent, a child, could even be a lover. Like, you're done with that, And now you claim the throne. You sit on your own throne. And your future self is telling you to cut off energies that make you feel as if you need to follow their rules. The wise one, tradition and order. There's some tradition that you've outgrown with the world card. This world is too small. These laws, these rules, these regulations, they're too small. Okay, now, like, I'm not sure what we're talking about for everyone. But whatever it is that your future self is telling you to cut off is something that doesn't appreciate, value, or support your insights and your beliefs. Somewhere where you have to keep to yourself or keep your feelings to yourself or be very careful with what you say. Spirit is saying to cut that off. Some of you are dealing with someone who thinks that they're a know-it-all, the wise one. Okay? And you're constantly having to explain yourself to this energy. There's no point. They don't want to understand you. Or even if they might even understand you, but that's not the point of why they're getting you to explain things. Okay, so that's for some of you. Can I get some more information on what this is? The Tower. Yeah, it's whatever, the rules, regulations, structure, order, the Tower. And Spirit's saying the Tower needs to come down. Breaking out of this confinement. Cut it off. So it's kind of like Spirit saying, your higher self is saying, your future self is saying, embrace the Tower energy. Meaning, embrace the release of confinement. The Tower card is extremely powerful and supportive. It's Spirit moving the energies around so that you aren't stuck somewhere where you shouldn't be. So when you see the Tower, it's like, oh man, things are going to get kooky. Things are going to kind of get out of control. But it's like you need the help from Spirit to move these mountains around you so you can set yourself free. So Spirit's come in and said, I'm going to help. And we're going to have to do it this way. So there's a little bit of gratitude here that your future self has for something that is going to unfold that feels a little bit chaotic but sets you free from rules, regulations, order. You're breaking out of that. The cage, right? That is the cage, this Tower. Spiraling, right. Okay, so you're going to be free from something where there's a know-it-all or someone's trying to control you. Or maybe this is just thoughts that you're having about yourself and your life that are repressing you and oppressing you. You're going to be free from that. Can we get a little bit more information of how this freedom is going to occur? The High Priestess is so beautiful. Well, you're working with Spirit. It's a co-creation. You trust your intuition with something. And that's how this happens. You also might keep quiet about something because you know you're not explaining, right? You're going to stop explaining. Instead, be quiet, reserve, and preserve your voice, and then only speak it to the energies that matter. The Emperor, right? Okay, can I get more of trust your intuition? You also gain some hidden knowledge. Knight of Pentacles. This is about moving quickly. Okay, time is of the essence. Your intuition is telling you, I need to do this now. Now is the time. This is it. This is the moment. I can't wait anymore. I'm not going to hand this off. I'm not, I got to do something. Somebody else might go quiet and, or what? Queen of Pentacles, or just act like they're unbothered. That is your moment to free yourself. Okay? And break the rules of whatever karmic situation this is. Okay. Advice from your future self. We have the Hangman, Mirror. What does it say on this card? Hold on. Reflection, truth, and self-awareness. With the King and the Masquerade, hiding your true self, projection, and control, reversal of fortune. That's what I'm saying. Your future self is saying you're going to be in control of a situation, and you're going to free yourself, or Spirit's working with you to free yourself, release you from this cage. The door's open. There's an exit point. You're going to be free. Okay, this isn't going to follow you for the rest of your life, whatever you feel has been oppressing you. There are people that you need to, and things that you need to get rid of, to shed, because their energy is onerous, too onerous. And some people here, or some situations, are very restrictive and confining you and asking you to do things that don't really resonate with your own insights. Okay, and then your advice from your future self is to really look at yourself and who you want to become, to gain a new perspective on your ability to control your own fate. You can reverse a situation here so that you come out as the fortunate one. And I think that you're already on this path. Well, you must be, because the Assassin feels really good here to me with the King of Wands and nurture. Your future self is saying you're on the right track. You're doing the right thing by focusing in on something and saying, now's the time. I got to do this thing that I want to do, or I need to do, because you are going to come out on top as the Emperor, as the King. You're not going to hide your true self and your authority and your sovereignty anymore. It's time to break the rules and reclaim your sovereignty. All right, that's what I have for you. I hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.